Let's look at the injuries we're tracking heading into the weekend, guys, for week number 2. We already talked about Tua, but of course Jordan Love with the knee injury. He hasn't been practicing. Christian McCaffrey with the calf and Achilles tendonitis. We'll get to him in just one moment here. Josh Jacobs banged up. Kenneth Walker is a very important one to keep an eye on because how that could elevate Zach Charbonnet. Malik Neighbors, sounds like he tweaked his knee this week, but it might not be major. He might be fine for this week. Keenan Allen's dealing with a heel. T. Higgins is still hurt with a hamstring injury for what feels like the 5th or 6th year in a row. Jameson Williams dealing with the ankle, and Jake Ferguson, definitely his status is up in the air, Matthew, with the knee.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that Neighbors showing up on the injury report is always, kind of eye-opening and a little bit concerning. But the two the 3 biggest ones are McCaffrey, obviously, that we've talked about ad nauseum. But I think Kenneth Walker and Jake Ferguson, those are the two. The fact that Walker didn't practice on Thursday is a little bit of an eyebrow raise. Again, we're taping this Friday morning at around 10:30 a.m. So what I would tell you is tune into Fantasy Football Pregame Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern on Peacock and the NFL on NBC YouTube channel, where we'll have all the latest on these injuries. But yes, if Walker couldn't go, Charbonnet would be an easy top 12 running back for me.
We did get to hear from Christian McCaffrey, by the way, on not only not playing week 1, but his status for week 2. Take a listen to what he had to say.
On Monday morning, just moving around a little bit. I prepare every week to play. My mindset every week is I'm going to play. There's been weeks where I'll go the full week, not even feeling good enough to do the walkthrough. And then I wake up and the body's capable of a lot of cool things. And, mentally I'm always prepared to play. And then woke up and it was a group decision, a very tough one. I hate not playing, but look at it as a chess move and, something that hopefully we can benefit from the rest of the season.
So are you expecting a similar process this week then?
My mentality is I'm playing this week. That's where I'm at. That's how I am every week. I'm not lying. I think as soon as a player says, maybe I'll play, maybe I won't, that's not a good mentality to go into a week with, when you're kind of on the fence. So for me, I'm ready to go.
Christian McCaffrey, I mean, that's how an NFL player is going to sound. He's preparing every week like he's going to play, and there's no guarantees he will.
Right. He says he has that mentality every single week, which assumes that he had that mentality in week 1 where he did not play.
Exactly.
That's the thing. It's like it's being reported that he expects to play. No, it's like he's speaking purely in generalities about his mindset. Like I wouldn't read anything into that. I'd read into the fact that if he's practicing, that's a good sign, but I wouldn't say that he's going to play because of what he said.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen to that sound, and there's a lot there, but to me the 2 key phrases that he said is like, it's a little bit of chess. He mentions that. He says it's kind of a chess move or something like that, and he says, and it's a group decision.
Yeah.
Which is like, right, again, that's the thing, is it's like, and we've gone through this for years and years and years. Players are like, oh, I'm playing. It's not up to them. It's up to the coach and it's up to the medical staff. And again, if you were the San Francisco 49ers and your franchise guy is a little bit banged up, you're playing the Vikings, yes, a good defense, but not one that you fear more than the Jets, and you just got an unbelievable game out of Jordan Mason, you feel good about your offense and the ability to run the ball as it relates to the entire offense for Kyle Shanahan. Like, I just don't know why, if you're the 49ers, like, as a fantasy manager, we would love Christian McCaffrey out there. I have a lot of Christian McCaffrey, and I don't have Jordan Mason in every league that I do have CMC, so I desperately would love CMC out there. But looking at it from a macro standpoint, like, if I'm the 49ers guys, like, it makes no sense. They want to be playing in February. They want to be in New Orleans back in the Super Bowl this year. They have legit reason to believe that they can get there again in the NFC. So they need to take a very long-term view of this.
Yeah. This team's plus 500 to win the Super Bowl. Like, they're going to play the Vikings on the road. They're 6-point favorites anyway. The difference between a maybe slightly undercooked McCaffrey versus Jordan Mason, like, there doesn't seem to be any reason to play McCaffrey unless he's 100%.
No, honestly, another thing I'll take away from that is that he wants it known, like, I could play through this. But like you said, Matthew, this is all about the long game for the Niners. They don't care about stats and blowouts in September.
No.
They've come up short multiple times now when it matters the most, and that's what they're thinking about. And like you said, it's not like they have no one behind him. Jordan Mason had a great game against the Jets.
Hey, if they had lost the Jets, if Mason had looked terrible,
the urgency changes.
Then the urgency changes. But they're 1-0, and they're playing a Vikings team that so far we don't know anything about. The Vikings beat up on the Giants. Okay, fine. Who cares? Like, everyone other than probably my Commanders on Sunday will beat up on the Giants. Like, whatever, you know.
We'll see. There's a chance.
I like the Giants, though.
I bet. I'm sure. My Commanders we're terrible. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. By the way, it doesn't matter the year. The NFC East is so weird. But I will tell you, the Giants always play us tough.
Yep.
For whatever reason, Commanders always play the Eagles and Cowboys tough, and it's just there's always just like these weird things that throw out the. Anyway, there have been many years where the Commanders have, or and other previous names of the team, they've been really good, and the Giants have been crappy, and then the Giants come in and just beat the crap out of us. Like it's one of those things.
Games,
we always struggle with the Giants.
Let's revisit Kenneth Walker real quick. I know we kind of breezed through that, Matthew. He wasn't at Seahawks practice Thursday. He's not practicing. You said Charbonnet would be a top 12-ish play if Kenneth Walker doesn't go?
Yeah, I mean, look, they're on the road at New England, which you don't love, but the fact is that I think he would get the majority of the work. And what I like about Charbonnet is that, yes, they use Ken Walker in the passing game, but Charbonnet's a really good pass catcher. Like, Charbonnet, especially without Ken Walker there, would be a true three-down back. And given, honestly, how good the Patriots are defensively, I do think you would see some dump-offs to Charbonnet as well. Like, I think usage in his talent would make him top 12-ish for me, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't gone in and thought about it yet. I'd have to go back and look and rerun the projections, everything like that. And so don't kill me, guys, if he comes in at like 14. But the fact is that if Ken Walker is out, Zach Charbonnet needs to be starting in your lineup.
Yep. And even if it's a tough matchup. The Patriots have a great defense, but like it's not always just about the quality of the defense. It's just about how much you have the ball. Like Jacoby Brissett presumably is not going to be like managing drives and taking 40 minutes time of possession. Like even if it's ugly, even if it's 3.9 yards per carry for Charbonnet, he will still get work and he still should be in scoring position just through volume alone.
Yeah, and I wouldn't overthink it with the matchup either, right? They have a good defense. Christian Barmore is not there right now. They trade match down. Keon White looks really good. Christian Gonzalez looks really good, but he'd be able to get his in that game.
For
Zach
sure.
Charbonnet,
For
especially
sure.
through the
Yeah,
air.
I mean, I think we like the Patriots defense. We especially like the Patriots defense compared to the Patriots offense.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know how much of week one was because, the Patriots defense is awesome, and how much of it, like, the Bengals offense is a disaster.
Couldn't do
Like,
anything.
it's an unmitigated disaster, and once again, starting slow. Like, this is a running joke on my old podcast, but it's true. Every time you count on the Bengals, they bone you. They do. They bone you. Like, you get, I swear to God, ask anyone that watched the old 06-010. They know. Like, I can't tell you how many times. And by the way, everyone that picked the Bengals in their survivor pool, what happened to them? They got boned. I'm just telling you. And you know who I feel the worst for? Is Bengals fans. Because I will tell you, like one of my best friends, Brian, grew up in Cincinnati, diehard Bengals fan. And he will tell you, as will everyone watching that is a Bengals fan, that has watched this team for years and years and years and years and years. Just like every time you think like this is our year, this is our moment, they bone you.
Yeah.
That is what happens. I feel the worst for Bengals fans.
Yep. No, the Chuckle Hole took a battering in Survivor this week. Thanks for the Bengals.
Yeah.
Tough one.
Yeah, they boned you right there. What I'm going to tell you, I just seriously, like, why have they not got the Jamar Chase deal done? Or, why T. Higgins is unhappy? Like, it's just, I feel bad. They gave away Joe Mixon, and Joe Mixon looked awesome in week one.
Yeah, he said, I can get better from here.
I can get better from here. Meanwhile, jury is still out on Zach Moss and Chase Brown.
I'm all into on the Joe Burrow Gatorade conspiracy thing. Like, that's not how you pick up a Gatorade bottle. I'm sorry. That's not how you pick it up. Like, there's something wrong. He's constantly doing this. Like, I don't know. He's like laughing it off. Didn't look great, combined with the fact that it didn't look good at all when he's actually throwing the football. So, yeah, some concerns. They'll figure it out. There's too much talent to figure it out, but it could be.
Joe Burrow is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and by the way, proud Fantasy Life investor. I got to mention that. But he can't do it alone. He's not Superman. At some point, you got to give him some help. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.